I am not pulling any strategies from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Connor.
It's the dentist system, dude.
Zero strategies.
The dentist system.
No.
Do you know what one of the others? Do you know what one of the other steps is?
Yeah.
Is to damage her emotionally, so she relies on you.
Jesus. Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
You know why I've seen that? Because Phil, before we start streaming, sometimes like plays whatever YouTube or whatever he feels like watching. Sometimes he plays Always Sunny, and I've seen that bit where they talk about damage emotionally and coming back. And can I just say that show is not funny?
You say that, but I don't think so.
That show's not a funny show.
I think it's hilarious.
I'm sure you do, but it does not do it for
To
me.
each to their own. And I need to find a better sitting system. Right?
You really do, because you're always at this like side thing, and I don't know why you do it like that. Just hit it straight on.
I like leg movement, dude.
Then put your legs in the hole. There's holes in the table.
I only get so much leg movement.
What are you
when the ball's
talking?
blocking.
What are you
With the
talking?
I want maximum leg movement to happen.
Okay, well then do what I do and have one in and one out. Yeah,
I won't give you credit until I try it out.
I just changed your life.
No, because I can't lean back.
You can't lean back anyway.
I can't lean back.
I hate you.
All right, this works. I'll give you that one, Tavin. I'll throw you the bone.
Connor, can we just go ahead and drop some sense on him?
Yeah.
I think we should go ahead and drop some sense on him. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2 Penny Gamescast, episode 40, Connor.
Oh, yeah. It was 39 last week.
39 last week, and now it's 40. That's how numbers work.
The special day.
Special day indeed. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, we come to you live, not live, recorded,
No.
Mondays, 8 a.m. Central Time. Did I say Monday? Monday, 8 a.m. Central Time on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Just Google us. Look us up. We're there. You type in 2 Penny Gamescast, you'll find us somewhere. You know?
Hopefully you'll have a better chance at finding us than I do finding our own channel, which for some
I don't
reason
know how you do that, bro.
I type it in right.
Do it right now. Type it in right now while I give the rest of the intro. We'll keep going. So, ladies and gentlemen, this show, we come to you. I'm your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good friend and co-host, Connor Elliott. Connor, quick, say hi to the people.
Hi, guys.
And we come to you with the new news that you need to know in the video game industry. We come to you with 2 topics each, 2 pennies, if you will, and we give you our 2 cents on them. And if you don't know, you can catch us, or at least me, live every week at twitch.tv/2pennygames, Tuesday, 1 p.m. Central Time, with our good buddy Phil. And we do a little show called Have You Ever Played? Acronymed to Hype, in which one of us shows a game that the other one one of us shows a game that one of us has played and the other is not. We just finished up Kingdom Hearts 2. So you can best believe at the end of this episode, after the Hype, our review show for Hype, will be tacked on to the end of this episode. It'll be right there. But if you don't want to listen all the way through, it will be going live tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Tuesday 8 a.m. If you're watching in the future. Connor, I beat Kingdom Hearts 2. It's a game.
I'll listen to that one. I'll listen to that one, and then I'll listen. No, I'll do the Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, because
then
we did
I'll
that
listen
one. We
to
did
Kingdom
that one.
Hearts 2.
Yeah. This week, twitch.tv/2pennygames, we will be starting Uncharted 1.
You decided.
Yeah, we've decided. We're doing Uncharted 1.
That's the better bet, I would say.
I think so, too. Yeah. We'll probably finish it, so next week we'll probably have another After the Hype for Uncharted 1.
Yeah, keep the ball rolling.
I'll be honest, we're just kind of filling time till Mass Effect.
Yeah, you're filling time until Mass Effect. I'm assuming Phil has other plans for you.
Oh, yeah, Phil's doing his normal thing.
Yeah.
I'm filling time until Mass Effect.
Yeah.
So, Connor, did you find your...
No, not at all.
How did you not find the chat? Show me the screen.
I found 2 penny milk before I found us.
How did you find 2? What does that even mean?
I don't know.
What are you typing in?
I spaced it. I had it together. I capitalized every word, like the 2 T's and then the G, and I just can't get it. That's always what happens.
What the fuck are you doing? I'm gonna do it.
I need. Maybe it's that like Apple thing where they know what you're looking for.
The algorithms.
Wait, the algorithm. Well, then they should. I did that. I did that too. Okay.
I found it immediately.
I did that too.
I found it immediately. Anyways, Connor, let's get back to it. First topic of the day. My first penny. We are going to talk about this new and exciting, I think at least, PlayStation multiplayer business that's happening. So, Pulling from the PlayStation blog right now by Tony Hizu, head of Firewalk Studios. Firewalk's AAA team sets its sights on creating memorable multiplayer moments for players. PlayStation has announced that they're partnering with Firewalk Studios to get an exclusive multiplayer-focused IP. So, here we go from the PlayStation blog. There's a moment that happens almost every day in our multiplayer playtests, where someone jolts out of their seat, laughs, and says to no one in particular, "Did you just see that happen?" These amazing and unpredictable moments in gaming are the sparks that occur when playing with others. Future memories ready to be replayed and retold. What the fuck was that?
My water bottle.
We started Firewalk Studios in 2018 with this kind of spark at the head of our games. It's why I used to stay up until 2 a.m. playing Phantasy Star Online night after night with the same group from Server 9, or how the neighbors who showed up at my New York City apartment to complain about the noise ended up jamming with us in Rock Band instead. For others on our team, it was spending nights with their crew, searching and finding their perfect last armor set piece in Diablo 2, making the online qualifiers in competitive Halo tournaments, or studying for a math final to play in a Left 4 Dead 2 LAN party. As a next-generation AAA studio and part of the Probably Monsters family, we've carefully assembled an amazing and diverse team of best-in-class talent who are focused on creating these moments. Everyone here brings a deep passion for games and the art of making them. We have a saying at Firewalk: build a great team, build a great game. One leads directly to the other. The Probably Monsters world-class operations teams and infrastructure has allowed us to focus on doing both better, fostering a sustainable development culture where people come first and delivering great games. Our collective leadership team is no stranger to building memorable multiplayer experiences. Ryan Ellis, our game director, was a creative director on Destiny. Elena Sigmund, our executive producer, was a producer on Guitar Hero 2, BioShock Infinite, and multiple Destiny releases. Our deeply talented team has helped bring to life franchises like Mass Effect and Apex Legends, combined with my own experience and thousands of hours played on Call of Duty and Destiny. We've had the opportunity to deliver some of the decade's biggest experiences to gamers, and we've loved it. Today, we're thrilled to announce a partnership with Sony Interactive Entertainment for our new original multiplayer game. For our team, the opportunity to create new worlds and inspire more amazing moments for players around the world is the fire and ambition that keeps us going. The PlayStation team has a deep love and respect for the medium of games and some of the best experiences and capabilities in the world to help make big ambitions a reality. We're already hard at work on development and have been having a ton of fun playing our game as a team. In fact, while we continue to grow our team during this most challenging last year, it was our daily online playtests that provided the most consistent point of joy and connection for our crew. The fun and laughter of playing together brought us closer, even if we were physically apart. Our goal is to be able to deliver the same joy to gamers, and we can't wait to share what we've been working on when the time is right. We're very fortunate to love what we do, making games. There's more game making in front of us, but in the meantime, we'll keep playing the incredible games this industry creates and generating a few more sparks of our own. See you out there. Connor!
It could really be anything.
It could really be anything.
Yeah.
I imagine it's probably going to be just some random new IP.
Yeah.
Probably pretty colorful and charismatic in order to compete with games such as Destiny and Overwatch and Fortnite and the likes. Call of Duty. But this sounds cool.
Yeah. It could be the next big shooter on PlayStation 5. You never know if it can be. It'd be interesting to see what the updates are going to be going forward. I don't know if they've been working on a game specifically, like they've hammered out exactly what it is they're trying to make, and they're just deciding to announce it now. Or
from what they talk about how they've had playtests and all this, I think they know what their game is, and I think it's probably even pretty playable. It's just a matter of not polishing, but it's a matter of applying the I'll say the character of the game to the mechanics that they've built.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I like the quick little line about fostering a sustainable development culture where people come first and delivering great games. That sounds great, especially after, the ridiculous reports that we were getting last year with Cyberpunk and The Last of Us Part 2. I hope they stay true to their word on that.
Yeah.
Multiplayer has always been a bit of a blind spot for PlayStation Studios. Never really had a big contender. It's been a lot of narrative-based games, a couple of open-world RPG-esque type games, a couple of RPGs. But it's always like one of your, grand sweeping single-player games, with the exception of like Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which was a side mode for Ghost of Tsushima. So, anyways, great team that they're putting together here. Ryan Ellis from Destiny, Elena Sigmund from Guitar Hero 2, BioShock, and Destiny. Mm-hmm.
Good names on there.
Good names. Sounds like they're doing exactly what they're saying. Good team, good game. Let's see how it pans out. Yeah. When do you think we will see? What is the word for it? I guess an announcement of whatever this is. A presentation, some type of reveal for whatever this game is.
Well, nothing this year. I think this is the one thing we're going to hear from these guys for the year.
I agree.
I would like to say ideally, because they're announcing this, it'd be next year, maybe even early next year. I guess now that I think about it, it potentially could be at this year's Game of the Year awards. I mean, that's a long way away, and that's enough time for them to actually make enough stuff to present it as what their idea is. At the very least, they might just do a cinematic trailer this year, but actually seeing a gameplay type deal going on, probably next year is my best bet. Maybe summer.
I think that's mostly fair. I'm harder edge on next year. Mm-hmm. It is a multiplayer game, so I don't think you need like as much lead up time to it, because it's getting mechanics, and then once you have mechanics, it's fine tuning them, perfecting them, and then slapping the atmosphere in the world and the character that I was talking about onto it.
It's not a Last of Us. They can't really build up any. Oh, unless they plan to do a big story element to it, which I doubt they are.
I mean, and that's possible. We could get something in the lieu of the first Titanfall game.
Yeah.
Which would make sense coming from PlayStation Studios, to apply a story to it. But I don't think that's necessary. I think we're shooting more for some types of games of a service-esque model here. I think they're trying to shoot and compete with. Depending on what type of game they're making, they're either trying to compete with like a Destiny, or they're trying to compete with like an Overwatch.
Yeah. I mean, they have people from Destiny to work on this game, so it could be
a
competition in a sense.
But yeah, I'm very excited. What do you think we see first? This game or what were they called? Horizon Studios' game.
I mean, it's all guesstimates, but I guess Horizon Studios, just because they announced their thing earlier.
See, I'm thinking this one first, because they mentioned that their game is like that they're playtesting this game. So that one is like, hey, we've got an idea, we're gonna go do this thing. Yeah. See you in a few years.
Which could have just been a lack of needing to have that sort of transparency, but who knows?
Yeah. So, exciting, interesting. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. There we go. So, Connor, let's go ahead and move on to our second topic of the day. Your first penny. Discord saying it's a no-go with the Microsofts.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we're pulling an article from the Wall Street Journal. Not often we get to pull from one of these authentic news sites.
Well, this involves stocks and stuff.
Ah, there we go. Written by Sarah E. Needleman and Cara Lombardo. Discord ends deal talks with Microsoft. Chat startup Discord Incorporated has halted talks to sell itself to potential suitors, including Microsoft Corp. According to people familiar with the matter, as it resumes interest in a potential initial public offering down the line, Microsoft has been in advanced talks to acquire Discord for at least $10 billion, the Wall Street Journal reported last month. Those talks ended without a deal, though it's possible they can be rekindled in the future, some of the people said. Microsoft, whose market value Tuesday stood at nearly $2 trillion, has been on the hunt for acquisitions that would help it reach more consumers. Last summer, it explored a bid to purchase parts of the video-sharing app TikTok amid a high-profile geopolitical standoff prompted by the Trump administration. Go fuck yourself, Donald Trump. Discord fielded interest from at least 3 companies about a deal. Some of the people said. They said Discord is performing well and prefers to stay independent at this time. San Francisco-based Discord operates a free online platform for chatting by text, audio, and video. Especially beloved by gamers, its popularity has surged since the pandemic took hold as people turned to it as a safe way to connect with friends and family. Discord said it doubled its monthly user base last year to about 140 million as daily life moved online in the coronavirus pandemic. The company generated $130 million in revenue in 2020, up from nearly $45 million in 2019, though it still isn't profitable, the journal has reported. What does that mean?
They haven't made more money than they probably want to, I guess. Honestly, with that kind of stuff, you never know what profitable is.
That's like saying Twitter wasn't profitable for like the first 15 years it was active. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
I remember the Kroger CEO said something similar about how this year they didn't make their money back, but then he also got a big bonus, like $1 million bonus. So
well, of course. Yeah, they always get the bonuses,
right? So take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Launched, it's like how Hollywood says their movies never make money.
Yeah.
You know? Launched in 2015, Discord doubled its valuation to $7 billion in a December funding round. Overall, the company has raised roughly $480 million. According to Crunchbase data, investors include Green Oaks Capital, Greylock Partners, and Index Ventures. In a move that could facilitate an IPO, Discord last month hired its first finance chief, excuse me for this pronunciation, Tomasz Marcinkowski, a former Pinterest Incorporated executive. While Discord isn't a video game company, many of its users rely on it to communicate with each other while playing games, and several businesses with ties to the video game industry have gone public in the last year, including developers Roblox Corp and Playtika Holding Corp, game hardware maker Corsair Gaming Inc., and game creation tool provider Unity Software Inc. Roblox did a direct listing last month, shelving original plans to go to the traditional IPO route after the video game company decided it was too difficult to determine the right price for its shares. A deal for Discord would have helped Microsoft expand its presence in social media beyond LinkedIn Corp and what it has developed through its Xbox video game business. Discord users say the platform offers more attractive features, such as higher quality audio than competing chat services, including even that of Xbox and Skype, which Microsoft also owns. In addition to the unsuccessful TikTok talks last year, Microsoft gave up on Mixer, its video game live streaming service that struggled to compete with the likes of Amazon.com Inc., Twitch, Alphabet Inc., YouTube, and Facebook Gaming. The technology giant has made several acquisitions in recent years. Most recently, its proposed deal for Nuance Communications Incorporated. It spent $7.5 billion early this year on its purchase of video game company ZeniMax Media Incorporated, $7.5 billion on software development platform GitHub Incorporated in 2018, and $26.6 billion on LinkedIn in 2016. Connor.
Yeah, I remember we talked about this a little while ago, back when the story first broke that they might be acquired by Microsoft.
Exactly.
We showed some skepticism, but generally I think we agreed that Microsoft kind of wouldn't use this in any way. Like, they wouldn't tie it to their subscription services. They just kind of make it their in-chat function, potentially. But if that's what they were doing, they're not doing that anymore.
I'm saying.
No, not at all. I guess it makes sense with Discord. I mean, they said they're not profitable, or at least this story reported they weren't. But they seem to be making a lot of money, or generating a lot of money, and it seems to only be going upwards. So, getting acquired by someone like Microsoft doesn't seem necessary at the moment. So it's kind of good that they're doing fine on their own, and they're not going to need someone else to come in and help them reach that next level. They can possibly reach that on their own.
I think this is just a tactic to get the price higher.
Ah, really? You think it is? It's
yeah.
like, no. Well, you want to give us more?
Yeah.
That could be it as well. Sneaky business tactics.
I think because Microsoft has been so hungry in the last few years, it's generating this sort of air of competition amongst big spenders to want to, spend and acquire more and, have... the same 6 companies that matter even more. So I think this is a way for them to get more out of it, either through Microsoft or through someone else.
Next level thinking. So someone can come in and offer them more than what Microsoft did, thinking they could come in with the steal.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
But also at the same time, they're doing fine.
Yeah.
You know, their profits have, tripled over the last year.
Yeah.
And though I think those will go down this year, it'll still be way higher than it was in 2019.
Mm-hmm. It'll keep climbing.
It will. So, just a nice little business thing to take note of, and keep it in your hat.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. My second and final penny of the day. Sony is testing a PlayStation video streaming service in Poland. I'm pulling from The Verge by Taylor Lyles. Lyles? I think Lyles. Following a leak. It was April 22nd. We're recording on the 25th, so earlier this week. Sony confirmed that it is testing out a service called PlayStation Plus Video Pass with a 1-year trial in Poland that will allow subscribers to stream movies and TV shows as the company looks at ways to expand its online subscription, Video Game Chronicle reports. Speaking with Polish website Spider's Web, Sony Interactive Entertainment's Global Services VP Nick McGuire said that the service would be a streaming app available to PS4 and PS5 owners with an active PS Plus subscription at no additional cost. The service will include 15 movies and 6 TV shows owned by Sony Pictures, with more on the way every 3 months until the trial concludes. McGuire says that the company decided to hold the test in Poland based on specific data, noting the test will allow Sony to see which titles are most watched and how often PS Plus subscribers use the service, though the executive did not comment on whether the service would roll out to other regions. PS Plus Video Pass could be a new way for the company to increase the value of its online subscription service beyond gaming, as the company does not have a direct competitor to Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass, which is a Netflix-like subscription service with access to a robust library of digital games available for download and play. Sony has access to a large library of TV and movies, including access to anime by way of Funimation and Crunchyroll, the latter of which Sony purchased in December from AT&T for $1.175 billion, which we reported on this show.
Yeah.
With the PlayStation Store discontinuing the sale of rentals of movies and TV shows on August 31st, Video Pass could be another way for PlayStation owners to watch movies and shows on their consoles. Connor, do you care?
Not at all. No.
Okay.
Well,
you could get some free anime.
Well,
could get some free anime, Connor.
Well,
quote unquote free.
Actually, if they did acquire Crunchyroll, and I'd pay a higher subscription rate for Crunchyroll than I would for PS Now.
There you go.
And I would also get the other editions. So,
and if
a little bit of thought process goes into it. It could be beneficial to me.
Start, balancing a few things.
Yeah, we'll see if it's successful. I mean, they're not really having much on there to possibly
slow
be
things,
successful.
And it was what, 6 shows and 15 movies? Oh,
yeah,
great! I can't wait to watch Venom. on PlayStation Plus Video Pass.
Hey, you'd watch it for fun if you were just chilling.
No, I would not. I really don't. That was a bad movie. Anyway,
yeah.
No, I mean, this is cool. PlayStation has always, or Sony, I should say, has always been trying to optimize some kind of TV and movie thing through PlayStation. Oh God, I forget what it was called now. There was a few years ago, there was it was basically cable, but like PlayStation cable. Like cable TV that you bought through PlayStation. Find me the name of that, because
cable. Was it on PlayStation 4?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, there was mad ads for it. Mad ad. I remember seeing it all the time, and then they closed it down. Yeah, I don't know. I just see this as the more traditional side of Sony, butting in to this hot new video game stuff and continuing to make a thing. I mean, cool. Video Pass is cool. I've rented a few movies through my PlayStation before, but for the most part, I'm getting it through the Amazons or the Googles or the some of those things. Did you find the name?
No, I couldn't find. I couldn't. Everything leads to, hey, they have streaming apps like Netflix. And it's like, that's not what I'm looking for.
There was a cable service, but I can't. I'll try and find it.
Yeah. They've always also been trying to bust up or boost up PS Now. I remember they released it back in the day. It wasn't that successful at launch. It's gotten better. I haven't touched it in years. You haven't, I don't think. But this could be what finally puts it to where it's actually being paid for by PlayStation owners. We'll have to see if they actually end up having a successful test run over in Poland. But
View. PlayStation View.
PlayStation View.
VUE. That's what it was.
I don't remember that.
I don't know. This is all just a bunch of business stuff.
I only like the anime thing. The shows and the TV movies can kind of go screw themselves, in my opinion. But it'd be nice to see if anime comes more accessible on PlayStation.
I mean, you imagine it would. It's a Japanese company.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, the only way that this is cool for me is that, like, it gives me another outlet to find something that would be cool to watch that, like, I can't find on Netflix or Disney Plus or, you know, one of my other streaming services. Yeah. And since I already have PS Plus, obviously, through just my gaming, you know, that's an easy, you know, dub for me. But overall, I don't know. I don't even see this thing really taking off. This is probably just going to come out and fall to the wayside just like all the other programs have.
Who knows, though? They might come out with the Resident Evil movies on this program. That'd be cool.
Wow.
Put some video game titled movies onto
those movies?
I don't know.
I don't think they do.
No, I don't think they do either.
All right. Yeah. Meh is the reaction.
Anime.
Okay.
Potential anime.
Yeah,
I'm fine
cool.
with it.
I mean, cool if you want, you know, whatever, but you're like 10 years late. So, moving on. Final topic of the day. Your final penny, Connor. Jeff Kaplan has left Blizzard Entertainment. He's left, Connor. Everything's on fire. Overwatch 2 is doomed. It's probably fine.
No, it's probably fine.
It's probably fine. We're pulling an article from IGN.com. Matt T.M. Kim. Overwatch director Jeff Kaplan leaves Blizzard Entertainment. Jeff Kaplan, the director of Overwatch, has announced he's leaving Blizzard Entertainment after nearly 20 years with the company. In a personal message, Kaplan announced his departure from Blizzard Entertainment after 19 years. You can read his full letter below. Greetings, Overwatch community. Quote, greetings, Overwatch community. I am leaving Blizzard Entertainment after 19 amazing years. It was truly the honor of a lifetime to have the opportunity to create worlds and heroes for such a passionate audience. I want to express my deep appreciation to everyone at Blizzard who supported our games, our game teams, and our players. But I want to say a special thanks to the wonderful game developers that shared in the journey of creation with me. Never accept the world as it appears to be. Always dare to see it for what it could be. I hope you do the same. GG, Jeffrey Kaplan. Jeffrey. Development.
Come on, don't rag on him. This is Jeffrey.
It's a bad name. I feel that about any Jeffrey. Sorry for, you know, the Jeffreys. Just shorten it to Jeff, you know? Jeff is fine.
Yeah, he did.
He did, exactly. Development on Overwatch 2 will continue with Assistant Director Aaron Keller taking over as the new director on the sequel. Keller previously worked with Kaplan on World of Warcraft, and I'm going to skip this little bit here because it repeats itself later. Kaplan joined Blizzard in 2002, where he started as a designer on World of Warcraft, developing quests for the upcoming MMORPG. He eventually was credited as a game director on WoW. In 2009, Kaplan spearheaded an unannounced project at Blizzard called Titan, a first-person shooter game. Unfortunately, Titan never came together and was officially canceled in 2014. However, Kaplan and members of the Titan team took ideas from the game and redesigned them into a team-based hero shooter now known as Overwatch. Wow, that didn't take long for them to turn around, did it?
No.
Overwatch came out in 2016.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, good on y'all. Overwatch has been incredibly successful since its launch. With over 50 million players and numerous Game of the Year awards, Overwatch helped reinvigorate the hero shooter genre. Overwatch also spawned off its own dedicated esports series, the Overwatch League, which spearheaded city-based teams mirroring traditional sports leagues. Blizzard is also developing the sequel, Overwatch 2, a game designed to introduce a single-player component that fleshes out the beloved heroes of Overwatch through new PvP maps and heroes. Though new PvP maps and heroes will still be released for both Overwatch 1 and 2. As for the future of Overwatch 2, you can read Keller's full letter below. Greetings, Overwatch community. Jeff's been a great leader, mentor, and friend, and he knows how much we're going to miss him. I've been lucky to work alongside him and the rest of the Overwatch team for many years in building something that continues to inspire people all around the world, and I'm honored to carry the torch forward. I love Overwatch. From our first pieces of concept art, to the first maps we built, to the first time I was able to run around as Tracer, this game has just clicked with me. I love its inspiring, hopeful, beautiful world, worth fighting for. I love its characters, larger than life, colorful, powerful, and global. And, most of all, I love the fast, fluid gameplay requiring teamwork, situational awareness, and quick decision making. I also recognize that making games as Blizzard has always been a group effort and never about just one point of view. Together with the rest of the team, I feel fortunate that we have a deep bench of development and creative leaders, numerous veterans, Blizzard artists and designers, and some extremely talented new blood as well, along with tons of support throughout the company for the live game and for Overwatch 2. Speaking of Overwatch 2, development is continuing at a good pace. We have an exceptional vision we're executing on. The reaction from many of you to the updates we shared at BlizzCon thrilled us, and we have exciting reveals planned for this year and beyond as we ramp to launch. We'll be sharing more frequent updates about Overwatch 2 progress and new features in the live game with you all very soon. While I have no pretenses about filling Jeff's shoes, I'm excited to step into the game director role and continue to be a part of a team that's putting all of its heart, talent, and focus into the next iteration of Overwatch. And I'm honored to continue serving this incredible community, Aaron.
You know, when this story first broke, everyone was kind of had the same opinion that I did of, well, nothing's really going to change, because at this point, Jeff Kaplan did do a good job getting the game started and creating it, but he's kind of become a Frankenstein situation where the creation is beyond him, so it doesn't really need him anymore. So he's always done, I guarantee you he's done good things for the game direction, but he's probably not been the most integral person to do everything. He's been a good face, because people in the Overwatch community like him, despite his awkward presentations and developer updates. It was always endearing in a way. I thought so, at least.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
It's good that he's moving on to other things. Overwatch isn't going to really take a hit from this in any way. At least I don't think so, unless he was way more important than we thought he was.
I only slightly disagree with you in how integral he was. He was the game director and he was the face of the thing. Now, being the face of the thing doesn't mean you are the thing.
Yeah.
This is the same team with some new blood that he mentions or that Aaron mentions in his letter. I think I mean, I'm mostly with you. Overwatch 2 is probably fine.
Oh, yeah.
Overwatch will continue to be fine. I think the thing where like people, because there is a reaction from the internet going, whoa, he left right before or during development. Usually this spells that development is being a bit of a mess. I don't think development is being a mess here. The thing is that Overwatch is a live game that continues to update. So usually if someone was to leave a company, it would be after a game launches. You would work real hard, get it out, and then a few months later when all the hoopla calms down, you leave. You can't really have that with Overwatch, because Overwatch doesn't fucking stop.
No, it does not die.
So, there is no, like, quote-unquote good time to leave, at least in the perception of the public.
It's more likely he just kind of thought it was his time. He did all he needed to do. He was on the next project.
He was done and he wants to move on. You see this a lot with veterans in certain companies. They put in their time, they put in over a decade, 15, 20 years, and they go, man, I really need something new.
Yeah.
Like,
you can only, he would have been locked into Overwatch if he stayed at Blizzard indefinitely.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, well, I want to make more games now. Other people are obviously going to be wanting my skills since I'm so big in the gaming world. No problem leaving.
Yeah. And it's also when you get into this corporate world and you're on that level, you eventually get to the point where you're like, okay, well, there's nowhere really for me to go. I can't, there's no up. I've hit a ceiling, and that ceiling isn't going away for a long time, because at this point you're just waiting for people to retire or die. So Jeff wants to leave, he can leave.
Yeah.
A little weird. Most companies do like 5-year bonus things where they give you like a little gift for sticking around for so long. Kind of weird that he chose to, bow out at 19 and not stick it out till 20. Granted, I'm sure that little bonus thing was not worth, because I know Blizzard does like fun little like, you get like armor pieces from their games or whatever. Like, like fun things like that. So, kind of weird that he chose to bow out at 19 and not stick it out to 20, but more power to him.
Yeah.
That's his choice.
See ya, Jeff.
Excited to see where he goes, if he goes anywhere.
Yeah, I think he will. It doesn't seem like he's of the retiring age, unless he's made a lot of money this way and he's as well screw it and
I think it depends on whether he goes corporate or if he stays in the game creation world.
That's true too.
What does he say in his thing? I don't think he says anything in his thing.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, it's all I had
the
a great
usual
time.
goodbye.
Yeah, it's I had a great time. And
no ill will. Everything's amicable.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. So, And I mean, like, it was his assistant director it's his assistant director taking over now, so I'm sure they've known about this for a year plus.
Yeah.
Like, that he's like, hey, I'm getting out, so let's get you ready to handle everything.
Yeah,
I'm sure this is
everything.
the smoothest of transitions. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Overwatch 2, you think actually going to be shown off this year in any meaningful way?
I probably will. It's
think?
I remember we got that trailer last year.
It's been a couple years.
Really?
Overwatch 2 got announced like 2018, I want to say.
Really?
2019 maybe? 2018?
I mean the cinematic. It was the cinematic, because the cinematic came out after they announced they were doing Overwatch 2. I don't remember when that came out.
It was probably last year then. I don't remember. I'm not up on the Overwatch.
Neither am I.
I'm waiting for their big push.
Mm-hmm.
That will eventually come.
Well, you're still able to play the original Overwatch and just like play it with Overwatch 2 players. I remember our friends were saying that last. I remember.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah.
is a big thing, but that's beside the point right now.
Well, it means that they probably don't need someone like Jeff Kaplan to
Sure.
continue that same message.
Because it still feels like business as usual.
Yeah.
You know, what do we get? We get what, a prettier version of the game, and we
redesigns.
I mean, not even then, because you can just get those redesigns in the original game.
Yeah.
All you're really getting with the sequel is whatever single player content they're making, and I assume it'll just run a little better and look a little prettier.
Yeah, more maps. I think.
No, it's all crossing over.
But I think there'd be more maps that might be exclusive.
No, all of it is in the first game.
Yeah, that's just kind of.
Yes, that's what I. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Unless, like,
I thought there was something else. Damn.
No,
Okay.
It's just the single player content, and maybe the game looks prettier. Maybe.
All
We'll
right.
see.
Well,
Connor,
that
is it for the news. So let's go ahead and move into our final segment that we just talk about what we've been playing. Connor, what have you been playing?
Well, what have I been playing? So a game that I like to play, that you know I like to play, is Warhammer Vermintide 2.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like a Left 4 Dead game. You go through missions and stuff. I've been playing more of that recently because there was a new update.
Okay.
Big update. 45 gigs.
Ooh.
And it's called the Chaos Wastes. They announced there were 15 new locations being added that you can go through with your parties. And I thought it was going to be like it normally does, which is where you just choose a mission to do, and then that's it. Turns out it's kind of a roguelike. This new game mode that they're doing. Yeah, it took me by surprise because I played it with a friend and we had no clue what we were getting into, because you go through these gates in the hub area and it takes you to another hub area. At that hub area, you have some other things there, not really worth mentioning if you don't play the game, but there's a new table where you plan out an expedition into these places known as the Chaos Wastes. Really like topsy-turvy,
Okay.
weird, demonic areas that you can go to in the lore of Warhammer. But
Quick question. Is it like randomly generated rooms, or is it all the same every time? How's it work?
I've only played it once because we wanted to play with more people.
Okay.
Because it's one of those things you have to sit down and put a pretty good chunk of time into. Cause
Okay.
It doesn't seem like there's a stopping point. At least not one that we saw. So what you do in this map that you activate is you chart a course through these lands that have 15 maps total, but you're not always going to play those 15 maps to get to the end, which is this, giant spire that you can talk to gods or whatever, right? Yeah, so what you do is you chart a course, you vote on as players, as a group, to decide, okay, do you want to go to this place, or do you want to go to this place? Like I said, I don't know if they're randomly generated. I don't think they are. I think they're always the same thing. Maybe they're done out of order. So you may play one run of the game, and the first area that you can go to might, in other runs, be one of the last places you can go to.
So you have 3 rooms. Room 1, 2, 3. Your first run might go 1, 2, 3. Your second run might go 1, 3, 2.
Yeah, you never know.
3, 2, 1, etc., etc., etc.
But once you vote, you go into the areas, and in the areas, you start with your loadout that you go into the game with, which is what you do with all the other missions in Vermintide. But they did something weird where there's altars that are representative of either your ranged weapons or your melee weapons. Because as you go through these areas, enemies get tougher, you do less damage, the difficulty goes up, and up. So you activate these altars to get new and powerful weapons. They're weapons that have already existed in the game, but they're randomly generated. So you kind of got to adapt to whatever random weapon you're going to get, because at certain points you're like, okay, this weapon isn't doing it for me anymore. I need to get another weapon. And that could be, like, I started off with my great hammer for my character. Mm-hmm. The next thing I got was a war pickaxe.
Sounds very Dead Cells.
Yes. You get new weapons. Same thing goes for the ranged weapons. You have perks that you get throughout the entire missions that are completely separate from what you've seen in the game, for the most part. So a lot of the perks are new that do completely different things. They have entirely different potions in the game that do things like let you throw unlimited amounts of bombs if you have some in your inventory. Go into like a berserker type rage. There's a ton of those things. It's really interesting because it's one of those. It's a roguelike in a sense because every single run is going to be different. Haven't even finished one run at all, so I don't know how far it goes because I'm only skimmed the surface. But I'm really interested to go back into that and see what kind of stuff this new game mode has in stock for it. It's very fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All you just said just makes me more excited for Returnal, which is coming out this next week.
Is next week?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it comes out the 30th.
I didn't even know.
I'm very excited about that. Roguelike.
Is that a roguelike?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you just oh yeah, I guess it is.
Because Housemarque Games, the developer, is known. They're very arcadey. Usually, this is the most AAA they've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
They've done games such as I believe they did Dead Nation, Alien Nation, Resogun. If you remember Resogun,
I remember the two other ones.
From the PS4 launch, Resogun. Great game.
Oh, I remember that one.
They're all great games. All of their games feel and play really well, but the arcade style wasn't making them any money. So they've done a deal. They've done a deal with PlayStation to do Returnal, and I'm very excited to play it.
That's what I've been playing.
Yeah, this is pretty much the last week in which I will be having free time to not be up on the latest and greatest releases for probably until June. Mm-hmm. So I've spent this last week just grinding out progress on games like Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. I achieved the platinum trophy for it 2 nights ago. Platinum trophy 55? 56? I think it's 55. It's 55.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Love Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. Classic game. So much fun. I'll probably, if I can find some free time, I'll probably jump back into Star Wars Republic Commando, which is solid. Yeah. Shout out to all the stories about Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic getting remade by the same guys who ported Going Commando and what is it called? Star Wars Episode 1 Racer and a couple of other Star Wars games. I'm interested. I believe those rumors. I believe them more than the Metal Gear Solid remake rumors.
You do?
Yeah, I think I think this KOTOR remake, I think it's happening. The Metal Gear Solid remake, I do think it's happening, but whether or not we'll ever see it is a different thing.
Yeah,
we're gonna get this KOTOR remake.
David Hayter hasn't confirmed it, so who knows?
Really fucking funny. Anyways, other than that, I haven't really been playing much except for the fact that I finished off Kingdom Hearts 2 over on twitch.tv/2pennygames for our series, Have You Ever Played? Connor, you were live with us this last week.
I was.
Go follow the Twitch page. Sometimes we just do random, one-off streams or whatever. Connor, you had joined me and Phil. We had a little fun, got a little drunk on stream, and played some Mario Kart and Mario Party, and we did some Smash Bros.
I finished one too many drinks that I wanted to.
You had a rough one.
Bad timing. A couple of those times.
You had it rough, let me tell you what. But yeah, so that was fun. And then the next day, we polished off Kingdom Hearts 2. And now, it's time for us to go ahead and move into After the Hype, our review segment for games we play on Twitch. Connor, I'm going to go ahead and bring Phil in now. We already recorded it, so, I'm just going to lead right into it. So Connor, say goodbye to the people.
Bye, guys.
And say hello to the people, Phil.
Hello!
And welcome back, everybody.
To another episode of After the Hype.
After the Hype. This time, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yes.
Indeed.
Great game.
Yeah.
God,
Phil,
I love this game.
Phil, have you ever played Kingdom Hearts 2?
Well, yes. It's my favorite game of all time.
Oh, that's crazy, because I just played it for the first time for our show over on twitch.tv/2pennygames. Have you ever played, acronymed to Hype, HYEP, spelled wrong, we know, that we do every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time, and it's an all-day stream in which one of us sits down and shows the other one a game that we love that the other one has never played. For example, you had never played Metal Gear Solid, so we sat down and we played through the entirety of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, we did.
We did indeed. We've also done Metal Gear 2 and 3. We've done Gears of War 1. We did Kingdom Hearts 1. And today, we are talking about our experience of you showing me Kingdom Hearts 2. Phil,
Yes.
How do you feel generally about Kingdom Hearts 2?
I love that game.
Yeah? You've been on record saying it is your favorite game of all time.
And yes, it's true.
Indeed.
Still holds up for me to this day.
Okay, very nice. What about Kingdom Hearts 2 makes it your favorite?
I really like the action, like the combat.
Okay. Which is...
I mean, just running around, fighting Heartless, fighting bosses with Donald and Goofy with Keyblades and knocking shit around.
Yeah.
And
So if you don't know, Kingdom Hearts is a...
it's an action JRPG.
It's a bit of a like mix. It's I would closely compare it to like a character action RPG with like of the likes of like DMC or God of War with some more RPG elements pulled from Final Fantasy type stuff. Mm-hmm. It stays pretty light in its RPG-ness. There are a few builds and things you can do, but for the most part, it's about knocking dudes around and having fun and unlocking cool, sick combos and sort of a power fantasy.
Yeah.
If you will.
So I really enjoy the combat and specifically like the boss fights. A lot of the boss fights that you didn't even do.
Yeah, I did not do all of them. We stuck pretty golden path with Kingdom Hearts.
It's just very, very, very satisfying. Very, very fun to know like what certain bosses' weaknesses are and go in with a build that like goes with that.
So what real top level? What is your history with Kingdom Hearts 2 here?
Well, so as a child, I picked up Kingdom Hearts 1 from my uncle when I was like maybe 9 or 10.
Okay.
And then I played a shit ton of that until when I was like 12. A friend of mine had a copy of Kingdom Hearts 2. And he was like, "Here, you want to play it?" And I was like, "Hell yes, Obviously, I want to play it."
They made another one of these.
Yeah, I mean, I knew there were sequels. I had never even thought to even play any of the other ones other than the first one.
As you do as a kid.
And so when I got the game, I booted it up and I fucking stayed up really late at night and I fucking played through a shit ton of it. And it was I don't know, I feel like it was love at first sight for me.
Fantastic. So this was my first time playing Kingdom Hearts 2. Here on After the Hype, this is our review show for Hype. So I guess I'll give sort of the modern contemporary take here of Kingdom Hearts as a first time player. It's fun. Mm-hmm. It's a fun game.
It's very fun.
I for the most part, I liked it. I think it took us 3 weeks, 3 sessions, yes. Each about 8 to 9 hours long, to beat the main, story there. So we're looking at what is that? 27 hours?
Yeah, about 27.
27-ish, give or take. And for context, I did not like Kingdom Hearts 1 when we played it. Not a fan at all.
No, you did not.
Thought the combat was inconsistent. I never felt as powerful as I thought I should. The story was non-existent and nonsense. And I thought AI behavior, which was like one of my big things, was so inconsistent and it was impossible to figure out what the fuck I was supposed to do. I don't feel that way. Most of my critiques of the first game do not continue in the second. For the most part, I feel like the AI is improved. I often felt just as powerful or even overpowered where I should be. I know there's side quests and boss fights that I could have explored and done to where they would have kicked my teeth in. Didn't really do any of that.
You tried one.
I did try one just to see, and yeah, I got destroyed in 30 seconds, and I was like, oh, okay, that is some late game shit right there. Which I do like and appreciate. Story is there this time. It's pretty non-existent. We'll get into that, but let's dive deep into gameplay. It's tighter. I think the way they build combos into your play set makes more sense. I feel like, you have actual freedom and choice in how you build your Sora out in this game. Mm-hmm. I think, bottom line, they do whatever they can to make it flashy and cool and fun. Especially with the
drive forms.
The drive forms and the God, you can have 2 Keyblades now.
Yeah.
And the inclusion of what were they called? The reaction commands. Mm-hmm. the where when an enemy has a certain action, you press Y real quick, or triangle. We played on Xbox. You press Y real quick, and then Sora does a cool little like finisher move type thing, usually, or it's like a dodge or something. All of that, plus an improved set of mini games. Kingdom Hearts 1, I think nobody likes the gummy ship sections.
Yeah, it's very true.
And a lot of the other mini games fall pretty flat. This one, the mini games were cool, fun. I was into it. They never overstayed their welcome, and the gummy ships, I'm not gonna call great, but they're good enough. Mm-hmm. They're fun little mindless things. I think after our first session, I described to you, man, this game is the perfect after work, tired, crack a beer open and just just fucking relax.
I did that a lot.
Yeah.
So I'd come home from school and I would just fucking turn on Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. So this game, after playing the first game, I was like, man, this fucking sucks. And after playing this game, I'm like, okay, I get it. I see why people enjoy this series. I see why people enjoy these games and why they're so fun and beloved, especially from a generation of people who grew up on them.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, doesn't get any better. You've reached the pinnacle,
which is why
tip of the mountaintop.
I get why people like it. I don't get why people are fans of this franchise, which I think are two different things. For example, I like what is the series I like that I'm not a fan of? I don't know. I like Yakuza games. I'm not a fan of Yakuza games. I'll play them, I'll have fun, but I'll move on. This game is long. Mm-hmm. It's a long game, and we did the bare bones minimum. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel compelled to go do any of the other things. If I wanted to, I could, and I wouldn't be like adverse to it. But it's not like I'm not like, oh man, I'm itching to play some Kingdom Hearts right now. As a 23-year-old man who plays, most games that come out. And I don't, and as fun as I think the combat is, I think especially in this one, it's more dependent on flash than it is on, actual feel. In which case, it doesn't give room for me to justify its 25 plus hour runtime. And then even on top of that, there's another 10 hours of content, probably 20 hours of content, probably
10 if not more.
Yeah. So I just don't see why I would feel compelled to go do those things. Now, I'll say this game was good enough to where like, hey, if the next big Kingdom Hearts entry comes out, I would even consider, jumping in and playing it, with everybody else. So I can say that. That's a positive. I'm in enough to where I'm like, okay, I like this. I'll try it out if I have nothing else going on.
So to answer the question as to why people are fans of this game.
Yeah.
I think that we're on the line of fans versus just enjoying the game.
Okay.
Mainly the reason people keep playing them is because we're in too deep. We're in too deep, and we need to know where it's going. Yeah. We've invested too much of our lives, in waiting because
well, it got you all in at an age where,
very influential
quality of, we'll say, storytelling and quality of lore and world building didn't matter as much.
So, Kingdom Hearts 2 was released in 2005, I believe, 2004, 2005.
2004.
Kingdom Hearts 3 came out a year ago.
Yeah, January of
2019.
2019. Well, so technically 2 years ago.
Sure, I'm just saying it's at the point where it feels like a year ago.
Yeah,
and to have 14, 15 years between two mainline games.
Ooh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
I mean, you get all these jokes from.
Oh, I was really wrong. Excuse me, keep burping. December 22nd, 2005.
2005, yeah.
So 14 years, 13 years and a month, the difference.
So yeah, it's just we're too invested because they released all those other games that there's not a single Kingdom Hearts game that releases that doesn't have something to do with the overarching story.
Yeah, which I think is a problem, but
and each of them are released on a different console.
Yeah. Lots of ranging from DS to mobile phones to browser games.
To browsers, yep.
And then to mainline consoles. And on top of that, if I understand correctly, there's a lot of like re-releases that add a bunch of content that do affect overall story stuff or whatever. So we finished Kingdom Hearts 2 and you immediately started throwing on like story recaps and stuff because I wasn't retaining any of the information and I was just sitting there playing games and I kept saying while we were playing, I like this game. I hate it when characters talk.
Yeah.
And that goes across the board, whether it's cutscenes, in-game dialogue, even just whenever they do the occasional just text bubbles. I hate it because it's all just nonsense that they're just saying to say.
There are so many moments that I would explain something and then they're like literally right after a cutscene saying the same thing I just said would play.
And let me tell you, immediately after both of those things happening, in one ear, out the other.
I know.
Couldn't
then
tell
later,
you what was said.
it would piss me off because then you'd be like, wait, why is this happening? So I was like, Tavin, I literally just explained what this happened.
But everything would be explained with, okay, yeah, but like then it's like this, but then it's explained like this, and then that feeds into this thing that you haven't heard about yet. To which I go, I can't care. I can't bring myself to care, because it's just a whole lot of. It just sounds like gurgly schmoof.
I didn't say it was good.
It's not.
I've said it many times. I don't play Kingdom Hearts 2 for the story. I play it for the game.
And I don't think anybody should. I think everybody should play Kingdom Hearts for the game and then also just the charm of running around Disney worlds. Which are, severely less charming than their movie counterparts. But, they're there and it's hitting on nostalgia and fan service of those properties to where it's charming enough to be like, okay, yeah, I like seeing Mulan here. I like seeing Jack Sparrow running around saying things that he probably wouldn't actually say.
He's just like Sora.
Yeah, he's just like Sora. Anyways.
They're so much alike.
So yeah, story of this game, nonsense, but the gameplay, fun enough and flashy enough to entertain. I don't think for 30 hours, but, different strokes for different folks. Let's go ahead. Let's jump into some of our favorite moments of this playthrough, and then I guess just some of my favorite moments of the game.
You ended the game at below level 50.
I did.
I grind every playthrough to level 99.
Fuck that. Fuck that. No.
You also you hardly leveled up any of the drive forms. Like, I think you leveled up Valor Form twice.
You are correct.
And you leveled up.
Maybe I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't think you leveled up any other ones.
I don't think I did either. Which I'll say, the way this game dishes out upgrades and combos and new moves, they don't help you out at all in the understanding of any of those systems, do they?
Well, no, they're not. They're not very explained on how you do it.
Because
the only ones that are pretty. I think the only one that is pretty self-explanatory is Valor Form, because it's literally just number of hits.
Yeah. We were many hours in, and I was like, man, when do I get dodge roll? And you were like, you have to upgrade the limit form for that. And I said, I have to what?
Yeah.
For dodging, I have to upgrade a subsystem class? A subclass of a subsystem that, we were playing on the easiest difficulty, but like, you don't 100%, if you're good enough, you don't have to use those forms. Why? Why is that ability, which I think is pretty critical to these types of games, locked behind all of that?
You have guard and reflect. Who needs to dodge?
I guess you're right. Yeah. Still have an issue with guard where I don't like how the timing is built around it, but
Well, you're bad.
Sure, I'll take that. I don't care. Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into some of our favorite moments. We'll just kind of jump around. Tron is in this game.
Yeah, dude.
Tron is a Disney world that we go to.
I kind of had to silence the chat a little bit. I was like, hey, he's about to I was like, hey, so there's a world in this game that you're like, oh man, it's a really weird pull.
Oh,
I think you'll like it.
I like that it's there.
Yeah.
I did. It was immediately one of those things like, Tron is here, and that's exciting. And then like 15 minutes into the Tron world, I was like, okay, I'm done with Tron.
That's how everybody feels about it.
I'm done with Tron.
But that's like one of the weaker worlds.
It's really cool that it's there.
Yeah.
it's really weird because it's 2005. We are that is what 7 years removed from Tron being relevant again from Tron Legacy, or before Tron Legacy, and then like 20 years after Tron came out. So like, who is thinking about Tron of all things for a kids game? These kids don't want to see Tron. They want to see Beauty and the Beast and Mulan Mickey Mouse, run around. So yeah, Tron got a big pop out of me as soon as the computer boots up and starts digitizing you the way they do in the original movie, which I've never seen, but I've seen that scene. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's really cool. And then the level was boring, and the Tron bike sequence was terrible.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see. Some of my other favorites, I liked Beauty and the Beast quite a bit. It was nice that they actually it was nice that they actually have their own world in here. Beauty and the Beast, one of my favorite Disney movies. So
that's another big note from general public.
Yeah,
people like that world.
It was nice to visit. I liked Mulan. I thought the gimmick of the morale thing was cute. And every time the world had a gimmick, I usually enjoyed the gimmick. Except for Tron. And Pirates wasn't cool either. But Pirates, I like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and it was cool to see them there. I was like, oh, that's interesting. What's another one I really, really liked? Oh,
Timeless River.
I was thinking about Timeless
River.
Excuse me. Yeah, that one blew my mind. That was the most fun I had in any of the worlds.
You go back in time
Timeless River, and very Steamboat Willie or Tugboat Willie.
No, it's Steamboat Willie.
It's Steamboat Willie. Okay. And in that art style, and they reworked Sora, Goofy, and Donald to look like they were in that cartoon,
yep.
and jumping into the different subworlds of that world and playing little gimmicky combat arenas. All of that was cool. I enjoyed the boss fight well enough there with old timey Pete. Yeah, that was a blast. I liked Lion King. Mostly just because Lion Sora is fucking gangster as shit.
This is where we found out Tavin was a furry.
Oh my god, he's so gang, dude!
So your persona is a lion.
I know he's got the necklace with the crown and the chain and whatever on his usual, but the way it looks on little Sora as like little baby Simba styled Sora, that shit was gangster, man. He was dripped the fuck out. Oh my god, it was so cool.
And you like drifting?
When you get the sprint ability and you just start drifting and there's no animation to it and there's no sense of speed or momentum, you're just sliding around. Mm-hmm. Gangster as fuck, man. I fucking love that. That shit was hysterical to me. The level design of that world was kind of bleh. But, God, it was cool. God, it was cool. Oh man, it was so cool. I think those are all my favorites. And then of course the final boss and the final encounter, epic as fuck.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, and those final cutscenes, so fucking epic. Mm-hmm. Loved it. I liked fighting Roxas.
Yep.
That was one of my favorite boss fights.
Hell yeah. That's a good one.
Fucking loved it. All of it was epic, and the way that it builds on itself to continue to give
the
you
Roxas theme.
And to continue to give you the player those moments. I don't think I could have flubbed that sentence any worse. Was just fucking phenomenal.
That whole entire last world is nothing but like an epic boss rush.
Yeah, how do we give players, it's very like in-gamey where it's like, how do we continue to give players like all of these moments that they're like, fuck, that's cool.
That's usually where Kingdom Hearts is its strongest, is the final world, and it gives you like boss rush stuff like in pretty much all the games.
Yeah. So really fucked with all of that. Really enjoyed all of that. Solid game, Phil.
Dude,
solid game.
If you like that, you'll love anime. I'm telling you.
No, I won't. Because I'll tell you what, Phil. The story justifications to get to those moments totally undermines all of them. And it bugs me way more than I was letting on in the moment, because I was like, man, the context surrounding these epic moments are fucking garbage, and it doesn't make any sense, and I hate it. But when you're hopping around from like whatever the big cylinder things that they were doing, and you're doing the like weird Sora's jumping around and you got to smack the things into the reactors or whatever.
Oh right,
yeah. Near the end, what are they called? Help me out here.
They were called cylinder. I mean, that's what it was called. It was right cylinder, left cylinder, and you do the action jump.
That moment is epic. It's really dope to look at, and it's visually really, really cool. But the context around it is garbage. And I don't know, man. I just at every note that the game was like, this is a cool moment. The building to it and the foundation of it just completely took it down a whole notch. But some of those moments were so cool that they were able to surpass that and so forth. Phil.
Yeah.
Is there really any reason to even play another Kingdom Hearts game, or?
I'm gonna.
Well, you're going to, and I'll probably play a new one, but it'll purely just to bounce between Disney worlds, and if I'm playing on my own, I'll be skipping cutscenes because Jesus Christ, I hate when characters talk in this fucking franchise.
Maybe we'll play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Down in the future for Have You Ever Played?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably sit in that Metal Gear Solid 4 level of
pretty much. Yeah.
We got nothing else to do. Sure, why not? All right. Do you have any questions or things you wanted my thoughts on, or generally, or anything you just wanted to say to the audience that would be like fucking Tavin's annoying to put up with for games like this, for this game?
Yeah, Tavin bitches a lot.
I do.
Yeah.
Very critical. Sometimes in the worst ways. Yeah,
That's
it really
a very
bugged
fun
you
game.
that I tore apart the gummy ship garage, whatever it's called.
Well, you're nitpicking, and I don't want to get into this conversation.
I am, but things deserve to be nitpicked. That's how you get good things and you make them better, and it's how you study bad things and you go, what would you do to fix this?
16-year-old game, by the way.
Yes. So is it fair? Probably not. Definitely not. Actually, I'll say definitively not fair to judge it and hold it to modern standards. But we look back on, and that's I think the purpose of this series is to look back on it and be like, okay, and then as we get to more contemporary games, we can start seeing, building blocks and influences that these older games started.
One of my favorite memes that have come out from Kingdom Hearts being re-released is there's the scene right after Goofy dies. He gets hit by the rock, and then Mickey tears his organization cloak off, and he goes, "They'll pay for this," and that's what Square Enix says to us. Is they'll pay for this.
They'll pay for this
because we will. We'll
for every re-release.
We're going to pay for it.
Yeah, you are. I don't know why you are, but you are.
I'm going to buy it.
I guess, man. I don't know if this is a game that I would ever, I would buy it once, like when it came out, and then I'd be like, alright, cool, whatever.
Nope, I'm buying it.
Alright. Shockingly quick things to say, because I don't know how much more I have to say about this game.
I mean, we pretty much wrapped it up.
Yeah. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna call it there for After the Hype. Oh, you like doing scores. Okay. What do you score Kingdom Hearts to?
On my scale,
as a fan and
as a game, I give it like a 8 out of 10, but it's my favorite game of all time.
Okay, more modest. I thought you were going hard 9, and that's a big jump from an 8 to a 9. Yeah, I'm sitting in a 7, maybe even 7.5 range. So I liked it. I enjoyed it. Had a good time.
I'll take that.
I think it overstays its welcome, and
yeah, but it makes up for it at the end.
It does make up for it in many ways. So, yeah, that'll be it for our After the Hype review of Kingdom Hearts 2. If you're listening to the podcast, the 2penny Gamescast, youtube.com/2pennygamescast, that comes out every Monday at 8 a.m. Central Time. Thank you for sticking around for this little segment. If you're listening to the breakout video that comes out Tuesday at 8 a.m.
Right after.
If you're listening, we're going to be live in a few hours over at twitch.tv/2pennygames. If you're
1
listening,
p.m. Central.
1 p.m. Central. If you're listening as the episode comes out, which I doubt you are, where was I going with that? I totally forgot. Fuck, I flubbed it. See, this is why I shouldn't be doing a show where I have to talk right after I donate plasma, because thoughts get lost in my fog. Yeah, or, if you're listening later, we're live on Twitch. I don't know. Come check out Twitch.
One of us is live.
If you're listening the day of, that's what it is. We're playing, Uncharted 1, Drake's Fortune. You excited for that, Phil?
Meh.
Meh.
We'll play it.
We'll play it. And you know what? We'll get to the end and you'll be like, alright, that was a game. Pretty sure. But it's important to play it context for the games coming later. So yeah, we're doing that. Check back. We'll probably be done with it in one sitting, so check back next week for after the hype of that. So there we go. Other than that, have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and Phil, say goodbye to the people.
Bye!